Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, very good afternoon, and welcome to this Passion for Knowledge 2023 opening ceremony. Thank you all for being here, and on behalf of the Donostia International Physics Centre, we would like to welcome you to this year's Passion for Knowledge Festival. It's a festival that aims to build bridges between different disciplines, which is why we have had with us today a performance by the Kukai Danza Dance Company. And over the coming days, we'll have the opportunity to listen to leading scientists who will be delivering keynote speeches here at the Victoria Eugenia Theatre. And the two of us will be here to accompany you every step of the way. But perhaps we ought to introduce ourselves. First of all, next to me, we have the physicist Javier Aizpurua, research professor at the Centre for Materials Physics and a member of the Donostia International Physics Centre. And at my side, beside me, I have Alaitz Ochoa de Eribe, a science communicator who works at Eluyar, and she's a journalist working on the television programme Technopolis. Last week, we had some international film stars on this same stage who were here at the San Sebastian Film Festival. This week, we've got science stars sharing with us their passion for knowledge.
Yeah, and thank you for sharing your passion for knowledge.
Right, so let's begin with this opening ceremony. First of all, we're going to be hearing from the Mayor of San Sebastian, Mr. Eneko Goya. Mr. Eneko Goya, the floor is all yours. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, friends from the DIPC, ladies and gentlemen, friends, welcome to all of you. Welcome to the Victoria Eugenia Theatre. We are delighted to be back together again to celebrate this week of science. We have just come out of the glamour of the San Sebastian Film Festival, but now we have a science festival. And then next week, we've also got a gastronomic festival.
Come to San Sebastian to participate in this festival. We just finished the International Film Festival, and next week we'll celebrate an International Gastronomy Congress. And between both events that place our city in the world, we have this other event, which also places us in the world. Because in San Sebastian, we have passion for many things, and we have a passion for knowledge. Nuestra ciudad es conocida por muchas cosas.
Our city is well known for many things, for our wonderful beaches, our wonderful cuisine, but we are increasingly well known for our talent and for our ability to create knowledge. San Sebastian is a knowledge of science and knowledge, and I say that with pride. And as Mr. Echenique himself always says, it's a city in which science is here, out on the street. We have many different projects that are being internationally recognized in the field of biohealth, nanotechnology, advanced industrial design, for example, and it's no coincidence that over the coming months, we're going to be finishing the Calperra building, which is a leading building and a leading center in quantum physics. And it's being built here in San Sebastian thanks to collaboration by the Guipúzcoa Provincial Council, the Basque Government and the Donostia International Physics Centre, and it will be housing a quantum computer. So we are a top-tier city in the world of science, and I believe that this quantum computer is going to be a fantastic tool, and it's going to help many researchers in their work. The Donostia International Physics Centre is our flagship, and Mr. Pedro Echenique is our captain. So thank you very much for everything that you do. Thank you for bringing such stars of science here in this festival. But thank you for all the work you do throughout the rest of the year. You do fantastic work. Not just doing science, but also disseminating science. I am sure that everyone who is here today is excited by your idea to try to arouse curiosity in so many different people. This year, we're playing in the Champions League, and not just in football either. San Sebastian, he's switching now to Spanish.
Our local soccer team. Donostia plays Champions League in science and knowledge. Some of the best and the brightest minds are joining us this week. And we are very proud of that. Munduko hirien norgehiagoka gogorra da.
We want to make a name for ourselves on the international scene, and I think that events such as this one is doing just that. I'm convinced that we are one of the most important cities in the world, in this case thanks to science and knowledge. Thank you very much to each and every one of you.
Eskerrik asko, alkate jauna. Jarraian, Gipuzkoako...
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. Next, we will be hearing from the President of the Provincial Council, Ms. Eider Mendoza. Ms. Mendoza, the floor is yours.
Lehendakari jauna.
Mr. President of the Basque Country, Mr. Mayor, authorities, Mr. President of the DIPC, ladies and gentlemen, friends, it's an honour and a pleasure for me to be participating in this opening ceremony of the Passion for Knowledge Festival, 4 years after the last Passion for Knowledge Festival. I'm going to be very brief. I would just like to say thank you, a warm thank you to everyone who has been working to organise this event. The Donostia International Physics Centre has given so much to San Sebastian and to our country in general, not just because of the very high quality research that it carries out, and not only either because it has trained leading scientists in many different fields, but also because it has given birth to many very advanced projects, and they work tirelessly to achieve so many different things, and to show society in general how important science and knowledge is in our 21st century society. We need science and knowledge in order to build a free, democratic and equal society, which is what we are all trying to do here in San Sebastian and in Gipuzkoa in general. And also because we understand that scientific knowledge is absolutely vital to develop a modern society, and it requires an effort by everyone. Passion for knowledge has become an absolute must for Gipuzkoan society. Many, many people come to this festival year after year. Luckily, 4 years on, we are able to resume this festival, and we're going to be celebrating it once more this year. And as the President of the Provincial Council of Gipuzkoa, I am very, very grateful to the DIPC for having organised once again this fantastic festival. And I'm particularly grateful to Mr. Pedro Miguel Echenique for having come up with this wonderful initiative, for caring for it, for disseminating it, etc. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. We are very, very proud of being able to say that Gipuzkoa is a province of innovation and knowledge. This is the result of work that has been carried out for many decades now. We've been working tirelessly to achieve this. And in today's world, there are many voices being raised against science, against knowledge, against reason. And that only makes us firmer in our advocacy of knowledge and our passion for it. And seeing so many faces here today really encourages us to move forward in this direction. And this festival is a fantastic event in today's society. And it helps us to foster an innovative, dynamic economy, but also to move forward in terms of equality, democracy, and freedom. And the energy that we can feel today is really helping us along the way. I would like to highlight the importance of the work carried out by everyone who works in the field of knowledge and science. Often these people go unrecognised, but they are key players in our society. They're helping us to build a more advanced society, a more cohesive society, a more democratic society. Your work, all of you, is absolutely fundamental for building the present and the future of our province and our country as a whole. And I would like to make a special mention of the work carried out by women today, women scientists particularly. in this opening ceremony, we're going to be recognizing the work of 3 female Basque researchers. And we will also be hearing from 2 female scientists, Donna Strickland and Özlem Dureki. All of these women together show us the way forward, the way in which we can break away from gender inequality in society in general and in the field of science in particular. It's important to make women scientists visible so that we can help to excite passion for knowledge and science among young women, because we cannot afford to waste the talent that resides in women. We're going to need that talent in the future in order to face up to the huge challenges that the future will no doubt bring. And also because it's simply fair. We cannot hope to build an advanced and equal society if we don't break away from stereotypes and break down all the barriers that are still hampering women's progress today, even in the field of science. And I would just like to finish with that message. And I would just like to say thank you once again to all those who have been working so hard to organise this event. Thank you for sharing your knowledge with us. Thank you for sharing your passion with us. I'd like to thank all the experts who have come to visit us and will be here with us this week. We're going to continue working with this same passion for knowledge, and let us all work together to try to foster knowledge and science, and let's just take that leap forward into the future. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ms. Mendoza. And now we're going to give the floor to the person who's responsible for the existence of Passion for Knowledge, Pedro Miguel Echenique, the president of the Donostia International Physics Centre. President, Urkullu, officials, all of you who have come here today, thank you very much for coming. I was in the American Senate once, and Senator Wilson, in fact, started talking about the importance of physics in the world and in politics. And someone asked him, is it something that will help with security in physics? And Wilson said, no, I don't think physics can help with security at all. And so the next question was, well, does it then not have any value at all? And Wilson's reply was, it is all linked to the value that we attach to ourselves, to our mutual respect. It has to do with the dignity of human beings, with the value that we see in culture, painters, sculptures, the value that we attach to those people and those talents. With the great poets, it's linked to all of that. Human beings, all human beings, should respect everything that exists in our environment, even if it has no direct bearing with the defense and security of our country. So, this was an ode to basic knowledge, the cultural value of science. It was a recognition of the fact that science is an integral part of modern humanism. And that has brought about the instrumental triumph, the ability to solve problems. And it was an ode to the sublime usefulness of useless science. And I think that the COVID pandemic put science center stage. And it revealed its decisive importance to the future of humanity. Today, Stefan Zweig, if would write again his seminal work, he would include the vaccine and the swiftness with which the vaccine was developed. If he were going to rewrite his book, The Stellar Moments of Humanity, he would be including that. Now, something like the vaccine is not something that happens in the mind of just one person, but there are singular people in any process. And Özlem Türeci and her partner put scientific excellence before any other consideration in their work to develop the vaccine which has saved millions of lives. Now, when I think of the word science, I always think of the word future, and I think of the word optimism as well. Problems have solutions. And our future as a society depends on whether or not we are able to choose intelligent, smart solutions, wise solutions, if we're able to find these types of solutions to the diverse problems that we have. We shouldn't be naive, we shouldn't believe populist discourse, we should choose the wise option always. The best way of understanding the importance of science is to learn science, to study science, and to follow all the breakthroughs. And we're going to be hearing from Özlem Türeci and Donald Strickland about that today, and other days this week we will have other guests talking about different breakthroughs and different findings, and I am immensely grateful to all of them for having accepted the invitation to talk to us today. Because a society which is interested in what's happening at the very forefront of science, just by that very fact, creates and generates a climate of excellence in the way that they tackle other problems facing society. And by osmosis, this just affects all the different activities that are carried out within the society, At the DIPC, the Donostia International Physics Centre, we want to move knowledge forward, but we also want to disseminate knowledge and science. We want science to come to the city, out to the streets of the city, to permeate every element and every part of our society. It's an enormous project, and science needs to be the seed of the future of our society at the ethical level, from a social level. It's a long-term vision. We feel that we're supported by society. We feel that support. We feel the support of our institutions, the Basque government, the provincial council, etc. Thank you very much, the President of the Basque Country. We feel very honoured that you are here today with us, and we are extremely grateful for your presence today. And I will now pass the floor to you, President of the Basque Country. Miss President of the Provincial Council of Gipuzkoa, Mayor of San Sebastian, President of the DIPC, authorities, representatives of society, representatives of academia, ladies and gentlemen, honoured scientists, good evening.
I hope you enjoy your visit to our country. I'm sure you will.
It's an honour to be here speaking at the opening ceremony of the Passion for Knowledge Festival. It's an honour because this festival puts science centre stage. And I've often said that knowledge makes us freer, and I still believe that today. The more we know, the more we can move forward, the freer we will be. And in this sense, Passion for Knowledge helps us to move forward, move down this road. It gives us the tools we need to move forward. The work carried out by scientists, both men and women, includes making an effort to disseminate their knowledge, not just accumulating knowledge, it's a case of disseminating knowledge as well. They need to tell the world about their breakthroughs. And we would ask them to continue to do their best because their work is of incredible importance. And we're important as well in this effort because we're here to support you. We're here to make sure that you have all the resources that you need. I mean, as far as possible, obviously. We're going to put as many resources as we can at the service of science. Often, politics and science move at different rhythms and different paces, but we really do need to try to walk in step. We need to make a greater effort to bring science closer to the population. It's important for us to understand its importance. Everyone we're talking about, from the youngest to the oldest members of society, because thanks to science, we live for longer. Thanks to science, we live better. I always remember something that Pedro Miguel Echenique once said. He came here. He was, in fact, a regional councillor, regional minister for education at one point of the Basque government. And he used to say that any time in the past was worse than than life is today. And I agree with him. And it's important to get that message out there in order to avoid populist messages, in order to avoid people believing populist messages. And in order to do that, dissemination and scientific outreach play a key role. Passion for Knowledge is an extraordinary initiative. We have leading scientists who are coming here to explain things that are very complex in a very simplex way, in a very simple way, and that is absolutely marvelous. So thank you so much for organising this initiative. And on behalf of Basque society, I would like to say that we are really proud to see so many faces here in this auditorium. So many people who are gathered here to talk about science, to listen to people talk about science. There are many young people as well, and that is fantastic to see. So congratulations to all of you. Congratulations from the bottom of my heart. We are a region of science. And over recent years and decades, we have achieved some major landmarks. In 1980, we started with our first pre- and postdoctoral programs at the University of the Basque Country, which is our local public university here, from the year 2000, which was 23 years ago, by the way. That was when we established the CIC Centre, and the BERK centres were established. And we also have the Basque Quantum Centre as well. So we have a huge capacity to envisage our future and to carry out the research required to achieve that vision. Our vision puts people centre stage. We have the ICABasque program. We also have the Basque Network of Science and Technology and Innovation. We also have the 2030 plan for innovation and science. We have a plan for our Basque University, and we also have our science strategy. People and knowledge are at the centre of our scientific policy and our vision for becoming an advanced society. And thanks to science, as I said before, we live for longer and we live better. And I remember, in fact, when the news arrived that the COVID pandemic had hit, and I know it was a dark time for many, many people. There were dark days. There was long days in which there seemed to be no answer. We, as political leaders, had to make many difficult decisions. There were many people catching the disease and becoming ill and dying. And it was a very, very dark time. But we always knew that science would light the way into the future. And in fact, that was what happened. Scientific evidence shone a light that showed us the way to go. And this is why we're here today as well. And with your permission, Mr. Echenique, I would like to finish my brief presentation by quoting you once again. You once said that science is the most important cultural, collective undertaking of history. It's something that we do together. And together we need to continue working in order to disseminate science all over the world. Thank you very much.
jauna.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. I know he has to leave because he has a very busy schedule, so we're very honoured that he has taken the time to be with us this evening. But he does have to leave now, unfortunately.
El objetivo de Passion for Knowledge.
Now, the Passion for Knowledge is aimed at disseminating scientific knowledge and making it accessible to the whole of society. And we say over and over and again, and we will never tire of doing so, we say that an educated and cultivated society is a freer society, more capable of making its own decisions. And in this new Passion for Knowledge Festival, in addition to the keynote lectures that will be delivered here at the Victoria Eugenia Theatre, we've also organised all sorts of other activities for all types of audiences. We have meetings with students, an inclusive astronomy exhibition, Nauka's Passion, and we also have a Berzo Passion session. And let's have a look at the passion that the festival aroused in previous years.
Jaun Andreok, Arratsaldeon.
So, this first day of Passion for Knowledge is full of interesting activities because now we're going to have the opportunity to listen to two keynote speeches. One by Özlem Türeci, who was a key player in the race to produce a COVID-19 vaccine. And we will also be hearing from Donna Strickland, who is a Nobel laureate who won the Nobel Prize in Physics in 2018. Both talks today will be in English. And as you came in, I'm sure you were given some headphones in order to enable you to access a simultaneous interpreting service. So you just need to get the right channel. So let me remind you, as he was just saying again, in Basque rather than Spanish now, that both talks will be in English. So you just need to find the right channel to listen in the language that you want to listen in.